In this video session, I want to walk you through how to properly code an image for your web page. Now, whenever we code an image, there are four things we need to keep in mind. Where's the file located? What is the width? What is the height? And alternative text. So let's go and start coding. So I want to find on my web page where I want my image to go, and I'm going to do the following. I'm going to do the less than symbol, img for image. I'm going to do space. I'm then going to use src for source. Then I'm going to do equals, open quote, and now I have to locate the file. Now, because an image source is an actual file, whenever we code it, we don't just code the name of the file, we code the path to it. And if you haven't already seen the video on how to properly path relative links, stop, go back and watch it, and then come back. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to code the path to my file, not just the name of it. So for example, I know that this file exists within inside of a folder named images. So I'm going to type in images / mark and then the name of the file. So and then close quote. Space, and then now I need to type in the width and then the height of this file. But what if you don't know what those dimensions are? Where can you find them? Well, if you actually go to your file, right click on it, and you can choose Get Info, or if you're on a PC, I think it's Properties, select it, and whenever it comes up, you'll notice where it says the dimensions. It should be somewhere inside that window. In this particular case, we know that it's 960 by 540. 960 wide by 540 pixels tall. So those are the dimensions we want to use inside of our code. So let's go back, and the first one I'm going to type in is the width. Width equals, open quote, the dimensions, 960, close quote. And even though it's in pixels, I don't have to put px there. And then of course we type in the height equals, open quote, and I know that it's 540, close quote. And then the very last thing that we need is the alternative text. So space, alt, equals, open quote, and then I would put what I want my alternative text to be. So in this particular case, it serves as a banner, so let's go and put Downton Zombie Banner. And then let's go and put the greater than symbol to be done with it. And then let's click over here. Very good. The zombies came in, so we know we coded it correctly. Now, let's go and take a look at this source code one more time. Now, the image source, again, that's the path to the file. The width and height are the dimensions. And then the alternative text is Downton Zombie Banner. Now, the reason that we code in that alternative text is for a couple reasons. Number one, if your image is too large and is taking a little bit of time to load up, well, the alternative text will display until it does. And in some cases, in some browsers, whenever you move your mouse over it, it will actually display the alternative text. And for those that have a visual disability who have to use screen readers, those screen readers will actually read the alternative text description to them. The alternative text also helps out with search engines. Because a search engine cannot actually read the content of your image, that's where having an alternative text description really helps. It can use the words in it to help properly tag it. So something to keep in mind. So we basically coded our image. Now, what if we want to make this image a hyperlink? How would we code it? Well, that's easy. All you have to do is simply code those hyperlink tags around it. Because remember, anything that exists between the opening anchor tag and the closing anchor tag becomes the active link. So now our image is an active link, and it would go to index.html inside of a new window based upon this particular code. Now, one of the things that you need to be aware of if you happen to make an image a hyperlink inside of your web page is usually in some browsers by default it will automatically put a blue border around it to indicate that it's a hyperlink. And so if you don't want that to happen, we need to go ahead and tell it to basically turn that border off. Now, while you can code it inside of your HTML code, I highly recommend that you do it through your CSS. But let me show you how to do both. So what I would do is if I were coding it inside my HTML code is I would actually go back into my image source code, which is all this right here. And it doesn't matter where you put it inside the code, but I'm going to go ahead and put it at the end. I'm going to create a little space between the alternative text and the new one. And I would type in border equals, open quote, 0, close quote. So you could use that. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to be doing a lot of these images that link out, the best place to probably do that is inside of your CSS. So let me go ahead and get rid of that text and show you how to code it inside your CSS. So I'm going to go into my CSS file, and I'm going to type in the HTML tag for image, which is img, space, left curly bracket, right curly bracket, and then I'm going to put in between the left and right curly bracket the following: border, colon, none, semicolon. So that way, by default, every image that I have on my web page that I make a link, especially if I have a lot of them, it'll automatically get rid of that blue border that would normally be assigned to it. So anyway, so there you go. How to simply code an image for your web page.